I think about those teams and our team, I think about this, we have 4, they have 100 types of size teams. I'm not so naive to think that our team of 4 can beat a team of 100, but we put up a damn good fight. And the funny thing is, I know that if we had a team of 10 operating the way that we operate, we would win against a team of 100 operating in the old way. And being able to instill that type of mindset and motivation into your team and showing them that they can do more with less, and it's not me saying, I need you to work 24/7 and weekends and nights and on your parents' birthdays, just knowing what you have available to you has been a completely new way to get the team charged up. Because in my world, which is very much VC-backed, the way that companies scale and the way that the funding works, we have to change. So being now a Series E company at 200 people versus what used to be a 700, 800, maybe 1,000-person company, that's the new reality for us. And being able to raise money, being able to actually grow and scale and actually become profitable, this is the way we have to operate now. So this is the challenge that we have in front of us, and AI is the thing that's allowing us to do it. And it's funny when you think about, how does a 100-person team even get built? And having managed teams in the past that have been close to 100 people, it's actually quite easy. You have, here's 30 different things that marketing could be doing, and this is not everything. You assign one person to each of these, now you have a 30-person team. The second you want to add any type of depth to any of these areas, now you have a 60-person team. You want to start moving from one country to the next continent, now it starts to scale up very, very quickly. And you can see how the teams can grow and how your costs get out of control. Our AI marketing team, let's get into it. Before I get into it, though, I will tell you the thing that really started this, and the way that I actually met Paul about 6 months ago, was we just finished up quarter at Tomorrow, and things had gone well, and the marketing team was doing well, and the CEO and I sat down and said, why don't we bring on another marketer? I think it's time. And we talked to the management team, talked to the sales team, the customer team, the marketing team, of course, and said, what type of a person should we bring in? And we thought, yeah, someone that could do content, blogging, social, email, all that stuff that we like. And then I sat in the management meeting the next day, and I'm hearing my head of sales, I'm hearing my head of customer success start talking about the challenges that they're facing. And I started to think about this person on the marketing team, and I ended up raising my hand and giving back the headcount. I say there's no way I can justify hiring this person, given the challenges that the sales team is facing and given the challenges that the customer team is facing. And we ended up hiring someone on the customer team. That person owns a big book of business for us, and it was definitely the right decision. I went back to my team and said, guys, it's really disappointing that we had to give back this headcount, but I know that it was the right decision. How can we go back to the management team and make a better case for why we can justify bringing on another marketer over anyone else or over any other department? And that's when our light bulb moment went off internally to think, well, geez, in a pre-AI world, it was really hard to justify this type of a person. But in a post-AI world, it became much, much easier because they can own so much more of the business, and they can have such a deeper and integrated impact across the entire organization, not just within the marketing team, and not just focus on growing one metric, but helping us grow the actual company. And so in a post-AI world, we started thinking about, well, interesting. They could own everything that is there in the pre-AI world, but they could also own video. They could own audio. They could run webinars for us. They could help with ops. They could own the majority of our product marketing function. And it's a lot. You might look at that and say, you're nuts. There's no way one person can do that. You're asking them to work nonstop. But this is the reality that we're facing as a startup now, and this is the reality that we have to make sure that we live in and we can actually thrive in. And Kelly said this when we first started talking. I mean, just being able to do all of these things and do them all faster, it's actually freeing us up to be more strategic and to stop and getting out of the way of just the day-to-day motions of marketing that hit us. And it's the end of the day before we know it because you're just doing stuff. And we've been looking at AI to really think about how do we automate and how do we take 90% of that stuff that we don't need to be doing or that's not having an impact on the organization and use AI to really solve for it. So how we do it, and again, I know that everyone else in this organization, every other team can be operating the way we are because we've learned quite a bit. But first couple of things that we always think about or that we've learned over the course of the past 12 months, one is expecting way more with less. And it's very obvious when we bring on a new hire at the company, in any department, by the way, this is not just marketing. And it's very obvious when they start using AI or when they decide to stop using AI or not use AI. Because I see them operating in their first couple weeks, and then you start to implement some of the automated tools, or you show them what they could be doing, and their productivity very, very quickly goes up. But sometimes it doesn't always stick, because behavioral changes are hard. But we have come to expect way, way more with less.